To the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, Tim Winton on the stewardship of owning a classic car. He'll say it the way we call it stewardship in just a moment. We'll get to talk to him. In Jeff's car culture, it's all about size. And Mike has spring break destinations. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin and Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. So glad that you could join us. Right now it's sunny here in the Houston area where we broadcast this show from. We're on the live segment of it right now on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Central Time, which is we normally do that every weekend, every Saturday.
Yep.
If you're listening on a podcast, we thank you for doing that. And we are going to start the show from across the pond this morning. And we have with us now a fellow by the name of Tim Winton. He is the founder of Cambrian Classics, a family-run business that specializes in classic car repair and servicing and is located by the beautiful come on, Tim, help me.
Ceredigion.
That's
Ceredigion.
just like it's spelled.
Yeah, it's not spelled that way at all. So this isn't something that I would bring my 1982 Buick Regal into to get it to serviced by you. It's mainly English cars, correct?
Yes, I mean we do pre-1980 vehicles all the way back to pre-war. So if it's got a carburetor, basically in the UK, you know, a big part of the classic car world is British sports cars. We're MG specialists in the first instance. That's how myself and a number of the guys that work for me came to doing this, was through MGs. So that's sort of our deepest knowledge base. But we do a lot of British marques and even quite a lot of air-cooled Volkswagen and other European makes, Alfa Romeo, things like that.
How long have you been doing this?
This company's been going for about 5 years, but I've been very involved. I've run the local MG club for about 15 years, roughly, and they've been a hobby for a long time, doing my own cars, restoration projects, buying and selling and things like that. And then it sort of naturally evolved into doing it for other people in the club, and slowly but surely I just got quite busy doing it and thought, oh well, let's give it a go doing it professionally. I worked in the motor trade, just not doing classic cars up until that point anyway. I was a workshop manager in a local Renault dealer, and then worked in a motor factory selling tools and parts to garages. So I built up a lot of contacts through doing those two things. And I got to a point where it life got busy, and I was like, well, I had to either choose doing old cars or I've got to stop between children coming along and everything else.
Sure.
So I decided to go with the old cars.
I believe that you called it Renault. And of course, I come from the school where we called it Renault.
Right.
You'll have to forgive me there. So tell me about, just to regress here for a moment. What's the difference between a French car and an English car?
Fundamentally, not a lot. I mean, they're all basis on a theme. I mean, if you go back to really early stuff, then there's greater differences. But for the most part, things have distributors and brake shoes and valves and pistons, and they're all variation on a theme. But with classic vehicles, you know, there are certain technologies and principles applied then that have changed over time. So, you know, tuning a carburetor on a Renault 8 compared to this Humber, general principles still apply.
Sure.
You know, with tuning, mixture, making sure the spark is good, etc. So
I guess that all I could think of is the engineering of all of that stuff seems to be a bit different from the good old boys there in England as opposed to the French.
Can be, yes. There were different ways of doing things, and you know, especially some of the French cars, they were quite innovative in the way that they designed things. British cars were a little bit more reserved in that regard. The Citroen suspension, for example, is often mentioned. You know, it's very, very different. Right. So you just got to be aware of those things. But we had a an Alpha GT Junior in last year, you know, and that was side draft Webers, seen those plenty of times before, you know, with points distributor, and you know, it's just, as I say, small variations on a theme with every car, and by the time you've seen 100 variations, you know, it's not that alien.
Yeah.
You know?
So Tim, tell me about your shop. You said you've got some folks that work with you. How many employees
Mm-hmm.
do you have? And it looks like a pretty decent sized shop there.
Yeah, well, it's soon to get a lot bigger, but I'll come back to that in a second. We have, there's 5 of us in total at the moment. There's myself, who I do, you know, I do the fixing. But as time goes on, that seems to get less and less. But there's my wife then, who does part-time, does a lot of the admin stuff in the background. I got Jeremy, who is a semi-retired, does about 3 days a week. A lot of experience with the vintage pre-war cars, so that's quite it's very useful knowledge base in that area. I've got a full-time apprentice, Joel, who has been with me about 8 months now, and he's learning really well, really keen. He's just turned 19, big into classic cars, and he commutes to work in his MGB. So that's of course a good sign when he came for the interview, that one. And then there's someone else then, Alia, who comes in for doing ad hoc welding fabrication as and when we need an extra pair of hands. This workshop then is close to my house. We've got there's another room just off camera there, like a single car room for doing welding and fabrications. We have a separate room for that, keeps the dust and the noise down.
Sure.
Because when you're doing engines and carburetors, the last thing you want is sparks and dust and mud and filler and all of that.
Do you do full restorations?
Yes, but not very often. We have more than enough to do doing servicing and repair and keeping them tuned and doing carburetor rebuilds and doing, say, a sill replacement or a wing or doing some, you know, general welding repairs. We have done a few restorations and there is a car on a rotisserie outside. But we find there's just so much of this repair work at the moment. We just don't have space and time to do the larger restorations. So that's kind of where we stick. And we're good at fault finding and carburetor tuning and running and getting the best out of them. So we tend to sort of improve running cars. And I think increasingly, so many cars have been restored now or are on the road, and a lot of recommissioning as well, actually. Cars that are good but have been parked for you know, 5 to 10 to 20 years, we have recommissioned. And bringing those cars back onto the road again is quite a long process.
When was the last MG built?
That's an interesting question. What do you class as an MG?
I'm sorry?
What do you class as an MG? Because you can go into a showroom and go and buy one now, but they're made by a Chinese company.
I'm sure that somebody else is probably taking the reins, but I'm talking about the classic MG. The MGB is the one over here that was the most popular, and there were thousands of them around.
Yes, loads and loads of them. So the MGB is the one that I own, and we do a lot of. They stopped production in 1980, and the accompanying shaped midget sort of was an extra year or so past that. That they used the MG name on stuff in the 80s and then in the 90s, and now the name's got sold to a Chinese company. They make modern cars.
Right.
So, you know, people's opinion of what MG varies, and so there are some that I know that go, well, there's no real MG sort of after the late 40s because they became part of BMC, and therefore it's not MG anymore. You know,
is that a bug eye behind you? Is that a
this one?
The green one? Is it a green one? Yeah.
This one, no, it's a Triumph TR5.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the one that's directly behind you on the lift?
On the ramp, that's it's a Humber Hawk. It's quite a rare thing now. Someone told me there's only 10 left on the road in the UK.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
What year is that model?
That one I think is a 61. I think.
Great. Wow.
It's a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder. It's a Roots Group car, so that's like Sunbeam Alpine and Sunbeam Humber. That group of manufacturers.
Yeah. What is your favorite car to work on? I know these are random questions, but these are random cars for us.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this, although it's got quite a lot of American styling to this, obviously it's
Yes,
not
it does.
something.
I can see that.
Yeah. Um, they, for me, I've done so many MGs that we're really good at them, but I do it all the time. So for me, there's an element of novelty, but I do really like big Heelys. So an Austin Healey like 106, or I really enjoyed doing the Alpha Junior last year again, just because it was something a little bit different. This Triumph actually was a really nice drive. It's had a few modifications to it, and that's a surprisingly nice one to drive. Um, yeah,
What is the
so many.
number one service thing that you do at your shop? That obviously, oil changes and the regular maintenance stuff, but is there anything in particular that goes right to the MG brand?
Things to look out for on an MGB, for example.
Yes.
Um, yeah, aside from the normal sort of tires and that
Yes.
type of thing, one of the most overlooked things with an MGB is a lack of lubrication of the steering rack. They're meant to be oil filled, and they rarely are. I get phone calls all the time. Oh, I'd like power steering fitted to my MGB, and my usual reaction is, "What's wrong with it?" Because mostly they are an easy car to drive. Uh, Usually they have too lower tire pressures, over too bigger tires, a tiny racing steering wheel, no oil in the steering rack, under lubricated suspension, and people think that's how they are. So experience of old cars is quite a useful thing. Is I can get into one and go, that gear stick's that gear select is missing the bushing. These brakes are not as good as they should be. I've got a basis for comparison because I drive and have repaired so many to be able to drive one and go, whoa, that's not right. That could be better. You know.
How far away do your customers come for your knowledge and experience to your shop?
I don't know how familiar your listeners are to the size of the country of Wales, but I have customers from all four corners of Wales, so that's probably 100 miles,
Yeah,
something like that.
that's pretty
I get
impressive.
quite a few customers come from Dublin as well. So Ireland, across the Irish Sea, there's a couple of regular ferries, and I've got some customers that bring cars over from Dublin then for me to repair. I repair them, and then they come back again and take
Because
them
it's
away.
you're kind of like your favorite barber. You've been going to him for 18 years. Even though I live 75 miles away, I'm going to plan the day to go over there
Yeah.
and have you look at the car. You've got those customers.
Yes, definitely. And as time goes on, we're just getting busier and busier. So
So
we have a lot of great Google reviews, and it's exponentially growing the business. I started off just myself, and in 5 years there's 5 of us, and we've completely outgrown this place. I'm about to move to a big workshop, hopefully, fingers crossed, in
Is it
about a
going to
month.
be right on the coast, right there where the great big cliffs are?
Yeah.
You watch the big
Well,
storms come in.
I-
And here's the other question. The follow-up question to that is:
Yeah.
do you know Tom Jones?
I was going to ask that before we got out of here.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you
I
don't
don't.
know. Because
He's
I don't have a direct connection with him, but I am kind of in the entertainment business from
Right.
afar. And I was thinking, I'll just make a little phone call and say, hey, we know this guy. Take your car to him.
Well, yeah. If he's got a classic car, send him this way. But yeah. So I mean, if I open those doors, if you stood at the end of the in the driveway, you can just about see the sea. So sort of through the trees, the sea's
Basically
there.
on the coast then.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah. Right,
So-
right
so
on the coast. So
apparently,
if you, Wales is in the middle has got a big bay called Cardigan Bay, and we're right in the middle of that, just overlooking the coast.
Is that
So
where cardigan sweaters came from?
quite possibly?
I just thought I'd throw that out there.
So
It's
Tim,
not in my field of expertise, that one.
You are the only one that does what you do. There's not like you don't have a competitor in the area or in Wales.
Not directly. There's
Right.
lots of places that will repaint your classic car. So a body shop is a body shop. A metal
Right.
panel is a metal panel. It's got rust holes in it
Right.
on an 80-year-old car or a 10-year-old car. You chop the metal out, you put new metal in, you paint it. So there's lots of places that will paint them, and it's quite obvious sometimes when the cars come in that this restoration has been a body shop restoration. They've put the worn out suspension back onto the shiny car, and that's kind of the bit that we do, is that mechanical improvement,
Right.
improving the performance and the reliability of the car, and getting people's also, if people don't use them, they become more unreliable, and when they're unreliable, people use them less, and they become more unreliable, and eventually they get parked in the shed.
What is the highest mileage car that you have worked on and that is still on the road today that you know of?
I owned a 300,000 mile Mercedes at one point.
Okay, that's great.
A 190.
Wow.
But that car was incredible. That was it. It was belonged to someone in my wife's family, and
What year model was that?
it was a 91 Mercedes 2-liter 190e. It had the original clutch, the original shocks.
Oh my God, the original clutch?
You
Yeah,
didn't have any
yeah.
kids driving that one.
No, he just drove up and down the motorway. It was a business. He bought it. He had a printing business. It was her grandfather's, and he had a printing business. And he used to just drive up and down the M4 all the time. And it was remarkable. I mean, after that kind of mileage, it wasn't in the first flush of youth, but it was a fun car a long time ago for me. I think I had that when I was 20 or 21 or something. I'm now 40, so it's a while ago, but that was an eye-opener as to old cars and what they can do.
Tim,
But
we could sit here and we could talk to you all day. and
Yeah, I got
ask you
lots of
some
questions
the most
here.
Bizarre,
Yeah,
crazy
okay.
questions. I can't believe those guys over there in America have asked me these questions. But
well, the cardigan thing caught me off guard. Yeah.
Well, I will say the cardigan. Yeah, I'm sure it did. The only thing that I can think of, I love British humor. I always have, and I know that you guys have a great sense of humor, and I'm sure that you can appreciate some of my stupid, crazy questions. But I had to ask them anyway. But it's great to talk to you and have you on the show with us. Can we call you back sometime and say, hey, what's going on? What do you got in the shop?
Yeah, sure. Yes, no
Okay.
problem at all.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're going to do that. The founder of Cambrian Classics, Tim Winton, over there in West Wales, and it's a real pleasure and honor to talk to you, and we appreciate you today.
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you
You
very
bet.
much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank your team for us.
Yes, please do.
Will do.
All right, just ahead, Jeff's car culture. Oh yes, it is really about size. And Mr. Mars has 5 spring break destinations, and maybe something else too. I don't even know. It's after this on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. We'll be right back. The Tailpipes and Tacos renowned cruise in expands to Beaumont. Golden Triangle cruisers will want to experience Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla, I-10 South in Beaumont near Washington Boulevard. Grab free Loopy breakfast tacos with any donation to Shirley's Kids. Enjoy a coffee or an adult beverage. Every cruise-in vehicle is automatically entered to win one of the beautiful Chili Pepper trophies for Best Hot Rod, Classic, and Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont happens Saturday morning, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. If you're a car geek like we are, this is the event you'll want to attend. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be online live, and you may be interviewed about your ride. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont edition, Saturday, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Loopy Tortilla, 2050 I-10 South in Beaumont. The Katy Tailpipes and Tacos happens Easter Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11. The free Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In is a production of Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex, Beaumont, and Katy. Tastes pretty good. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. I want you to join us 10 to noon Central Time every Saturday for our live show about all things automotive. And we thank you for being with us today. And by the way, speaking of that, I wanted to remind you that next week we'll have a 3-hour, a bonus hour next week. We'll be coming to you from Team Gilman Mega Meet 2K26. That's Saturday, March 14th, 10 to 2. We're going to be doing a live broadcast from there. We hope you join us. It's up at 18202 North Freeway. You'll hear the commercial. All right, time now for Jeff's car culture. Size matters, ...
Yeah.
when it comes to parking spaces.
Parking spaces. Well, parking space dimensions are relatively standard across the country, but they can vary slightly depending on the local laws and regulations. Standard parking space dimensions across America are between 7.5 feet and 9 feet and of the width, and 16 feet to 20 feet in length, or what they call depth. So parking space dimensions, seemingly relative straightforward at a glance. There are several things to consider. They consider that affect the final layout of a parking lot. Parking lot size affects the maximum number of spaces that you can put under the different layouts. Many parking lots use perpendicular parking to try to fit as many spaces in the lot as possible. It's like putting a butt in a seat at a theater or something. You got to get them in there. Perpendicular designs are especially common in high traffic areas like grocery stores and department stores. However, there's also times when a parking lot is too large for the number of people using it. Having the highest possible number of spaces only matters in a parking lot if it sees enough traffic to fill those spaces. So you can actually overbuild a parking lot. This parking is somewhat dangerous and requires wider aisles, so it's often possible to use different configurations in a large lot. While most people are familiar with perpendicular or 90-degree parking, many are the other angles and choices that can be designed and are in use. 30-degree parking spaces work well on one-way roads. Two-sided parking array at this angle is 44 feet 8 inches across in total. 12 feet of this is for the main driving route, which is the rest of the parking spot. The setup offers excellent maneuverability because drivers only need to turn a little to get in or out of that space. It's particularly practical in areas where people go in and out of the spaces a lot, so you got a lot of traffic in that one particular
Like on
space.
a city street or something.
Yeah. One notable advantage of the 30-degree space is that all doors are cleared on both sides of the vehicle, and that's important. 45-degree spaces, there's another one. It can fit more cars into the same area. These angles are still tight enough that they're only practical for cars traveling in one direction. You see the arrows in the lots and the parking spaces.
That nobody pays attention to.
Right. Well, I do. However, increased capacity comes at the cost of reduced speed because the cars need to slow down and much more skill to enter those spaces. Essentially, it is a balanced option for the angled parking, which is good to know. 60-degree parking is another one. It's relatively wide, uses a 59-foot 8-inch space for the areas with parking on both sides, typically about 20 feet of the driving space between the parking stalls. Then you've got spaces that gives people much more room to maneuver. It doesn't take up quite as much space as perpendicular parking, but it's somewhat easier to back into that spot. Then you got 90-degree parking, or perpendicular parking, as we discussed, is most common. It's the choice that people like. It's where parking stalls are at the right angle to the road. Perpendicular parking is the worst choice for accessibility outside of an ADA compliant spots, which is the handicap spots. All vehicle doors could be close to one another. Such proximity can make it extremely hard for some people to enter or exit the car. That's why you have some of the grids on the side of the parking spot. Then you got straight parking or parallel parking are common areas and where it could be difficult to install a normal
Driving
parking.
test.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They're most common along the edges of the streets, which are very common. Parallel parking spots are usually 19 feet in depth with an average of 4 feet of buffer space on the top of that, which is about 12 feet of driving space next to them. Then you can get into the other specialty parking like semi-trucks, motorcycles, and buses. They each have their own routes of doing that. Semi-trucks are about 30 feet long. Motorcycles, you could put more motorcycles in a regular parking spot than you could in a parking spot designated for a motorcycle. And then you got buses, which are about 60 feet long. So I do this because when I go to we go grocery shopping, or you go to your Walmart or your Target or whatever, and you got people that are pushing their baskets and they just leave them in the middle of the next lane. They don't take them to the place where you're supposed to put your cart. I've seen people put shopping carts in the handicap space as someone's trying to pull in there, and it just drives me nuts. So you want to go out there and just poke them in the eye.
Size matters.
Yeah, size does matter.
Time now here on In Wheel Time to talk about driving destinations, family fun, spring break road trips. Mr. Mars, it's all yours.
Yeah, I picked out like 5 things that would make great family spring break road trips in the United States.
I mean, because it's when you're talking about spring in particular, it's more like a vacation. You got scenic highways, roadside stops, and lots of destinations where the kids go, wow. Some of them are more than others, but we'd start with the Grand Canyon and the North Arizona Loop. It's really good to kind of base this out of Flagstaff because then you can drive up to the South Rim and you can kind of overlook the rim and you find lots of paths along the way, and you can be like the Griswolds there on the way. And then you can pick up on stretches of US Route 66 where you go through Williams, and you kind of step back in time with the neon signs, the vintage diners, and a lot of roadside attractions. Of course, you can always stop in Sedona and check out the red rock scenery that you're going to have along the way there. And then from there, we could go to California's Pacific Coast Highway. This comes up a lot because of what it is. I mean, if you're into the coastal scenery, this is just, it's a legendary drive that's hard to beat. Start in San Francisco, head south towards Big Sur. You got lots of highway hugs the cliffs and the Pacific Ocean, big, beautiful bridges to go across. You can stop in Monterey, check out the Monterey Bay Aquarium there, going down to Santa Cruz, where they've got actually a little amusement park down there to kind of wind up a day of spending the day in the car. But number 3 would be the Great Smoky Mountains Adventure. Now, families that like mountains and wildlife and like to go hiking, it's hard to beat this because the park is so big. You got the scenic drives, you got waterfalls, you got short hiking trips that are great for the younger kids that are out traveling. And you can go down through the Cades Cove Loop. Now, this is where you can see a lot of deer, a lot of other wildlife like turkeys, and even sometimes a few black bears out through there. Now, you can also roll into Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. You got lots of family fun there, lots of amusements, and it's very touristy. Got some aquariums, mountain coasters, lots of restaurants. And of course, if you go in the springtime, because it's spring break, you're going to find a lot of wildflowers that are blooming. Makes things even a lot nicer. The other one would be going back to the other side of the world, Utah's Mighty Five National Parks Loop. Now, if you'd like to get out into the wide open landscapes, this is the place you want to go, because now you're looking at Zion National Park or Bryce Canyon National Park or even the Arches National Park, where you're going to find all this vast scenery of red rocks and canyons and canyon walls, arches that have been thousands of years in the making. And you can actually kind of go hiking out in here because during the summer it gets really hot up in here. So springtime breaks are a good time to go out through these desert highways. The other one that would be the classic Route 66 road trip. Now, if you want to get on one, it's hard to go wrong with Route 66 because you can start in Chicago, go all the way to Santa Monica if you got time. I'd really like to do that one of these days, but never seems to be enough time. So you end up on little stretches of it. Even if you go down through Texas and you hit into the Cadillac Ranch, you're going to find a lot of vintage motels, classic diners. Of course, you got neon signs that are all going to bring you back to that American road culture. And Springfield, Missouri is considered a halfway point, if nothing else. If you make it to there, you could go north for a little ways, you could go west for a little ways. Great place to kind of kick things off from there. And so that's some 5 trips that you could look at for spring break, because it's the best part of it is it's a time that the kids are out of school, the family can get together, the family can then take off for a few days. Don't mess with the airlines, just pack up the kids in the car and take off on a nice road trip.
And buy some $5 a gallon gasoline.
There you go. Hey, Mike, check your, I just texted you.
Okay.
Check your text.
Check my text.
I did want to remind everybody it's time now for a break here on the In Wheel Time show. Mr. Mars, it's time for a break. In Wheel Time Car Talk will continue right after this. The Easter Bunny's coming to the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m., and you're invited too. Bring the kids and grandkids. It's a cruise in like you've never attended before. With a donation to Shirley's Kids, you'll get a free Lupi Tortilla breakfast taco. There'll be coffee and adult beverages, plus chili pepper trophies for the best hot rod, best modern classic, and best classic. There's no entry fee and no registration. Just bring your ride and the kids. Bad bunnies aren't allowed, but the Easter Bunny will be there, and he'll be full of joy to help make this Tailpipes and Tacos a very special one. Photo opportunities abound. The In Wheel Time Car Talk show will be streaming around the globe, and you could be selected to tell your car story to a global audience. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In Easter Edition, Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, located on 99 the Grand Parkway, just south of I-10, the Katy Freeway in Katy. Make plans now. Lupi Tortilla, eats pretty good.
Houston, get ready. Team Gilman is hosting a mega car meet at the North Complex. Acura, Mazda, Subaru. We're collaborating with the Car Meet Network, so you know it's gonna be crazy.
And that's not all. We're gonna be raffling off 6 cars to be sold at $1,000 each. See below for more details.
You're not going to want to miss this, Houston. March 14th. We can't wait to see you here.
It's the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, our story of the week, recalls, and what did that car sell for? Jeff will have the cruise in and events calendars, and I'll bring you stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike, out of this world, Mars, and he, I think, really, literally is. And we always need more Jeff Zekin, along with our master studio and transmitter engineer, David Ainsley. He's the one that makes our show sound this way. I'm Don Armstrong. So glad that you could join us. I just had to throw that in.
He's going to be coming
Yeah,
through
yeah,
that
yeah.
microphone on you.
Yeah. So how are you doing over there, Mr. Mars?
Better.
Okay, well, it doesn't sound any better,
yeah,
but that's okay.
that's okay.
Time
Well.
now for some of the recalls that we've got going
All right.
on here today. Ford has issued 2 separate recalls affecting a total of 1.74 million vehicles.
That's the one.
Let me say this again. 1.74 million vehicles in which defects could cause rear view camera images to display incorrectly when the vehicle is in reverse, like upside down. One of the recalls affects about 850,000 Bronco and Ford Edge models. It's related to a computer module that may overheat and shut down, preventing the rear view camera image from displaying as intended. In the second recall, it's said about 890,000 Ford Escape and Explorer and Lincoln Corsair and Aviator models are being recalled because the image on the center display may flip or invert like a bad toenail, resulting in an
That's
incorrectly
an Alfa Romero, isn't it?
Huh?
The toenail is an Alfa Romero?
Toenail. Yeah. I think they call it tonale, but I like to call it a toenail. Resulting in an incorrectly displayed rear view image when the vehicle is placed in reverse. Hello, Ford. Is anybody home? Oh, speaking of Ford, do not drive loss of brake function for the Ford Transit for 2025. High voltage battery may short circuit for the Ford Escape PHEV and the Lincoln Corsair PHEV 23 to 26 model years. Let's see. And Ford Explorer 2017 to 2019, the rear suspension toe link may fracture.
Oh,
I
no.
hate it when those toes fracture.
Yeah, them linkage.
Yeah, those linkages.
Linkages.
And let's see. A whole mess of Ford vehicles.
Just hold it up and they can read it themselves.
The trailer lighting and brakes may not function. Trailer lighting and brakes may not function. And there's so many of them here, I can't even, I'm not going to bother you with that. But check your recall list, safercar.gov, and then you put in your VIN number and it'll tell you all of the recalls for your particular vehicle. Kia Telluride 2025 front seat back frames may fail. Martha, what are you doing in the back seat? I thought you were up here next to me. And then the park outside fuel cap may leak fuel for the Subaru Crosstrek and Forester 26, 25 model years.
The cap doesn't leak. The cap is the sealer, so the tank would leak. I don't know.
I'm just reading what it has here.
Okay.
Park
So they're blaming
outside
it on the
fuel cap may leak fuel.
Oh, well.
Well,
I don't have a cap on mine.
no, you don't.
No.
No.
Cap
You've got
doesn't
a
have
door,
I got a door and a
flapper.
right. Well, it's sort of like what they do on race cars. You know, where they push. It's a one-way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it. Can you imagine trying to siphon fuel out of a one-way?
Oh, I'm sure it can be done. Oh, I'm sure it can be done.
You know, us motor folks, we could figure out a way.
Yeah. They used to call that the Oklahoma credit card. The siphon hose.
Siphon hose.
Oklahoma credit card.
Okay, Mr. Mars, are you
you good there,
capable
buddy?
of- yeah.
Uh-oh, we lost.
How are you doing over there?
We lost us.
We
You
lost us?
No signal.
No signal. I don't know.
The heck.
Mars, can you see us?
Nope,
Hey.
we lost you. Your video is gone.
Okay, the video's gone, but you can hear us.
Yes, sir. I
All
can
right,
hear
well,
you.
You've got the video for this next story. Time now for this hour's What It Sold For Roundup. So what can we pull those things up?
Bingo.
Okay. So the first up is a 2009 Chevrolet Corvette. How much would an 09 Chevy Corvette sell for? No guesses?
Well, everybody's moving a little slow here this morning.
I got that. Well, let me just say this about that. Mine is an 01, and it's worth somewhere around $18,000. An 01. So here's one that's
Heitzman says 25,000 for this one.
well. Guess what? Mr. Heitzman is almost spot on because this car sold for $24,675, which I think that's pretty good. 2009. All right,
Yeah.
next up, this is a Jeff Zekin model, the 2006 Cadillac XLR, the one that failed miserably, and it was built. I think this car was built at the Corvette factory, and it has a Corvette frame underneath it. 2006 Cadillac XLR. It's a convertible. It's a two-seater. I've always liked this car. For me, it was a perfect fit, and it rode great, and it was a Cadillac, so it had those Cadillac touches.
Yeah, it's a convertible. It's black. I mean, I thought it was a really nice looking car
Yeah.
there.
And so this is a 2006. So as you can tell, it's old.
I'm going to go 22.
22.
Ainsley
Mr.
says
Heitzman joining
20.
us here?
Jeff said
No,
29.
I'm sorry. Jeff says 29.
All right. Well,
David says 8,000. My bad.
okay, and well, it's sold for $26,775, so it's probably a low mileage, really nice one. I would certainly consider that.
It's a
Considering
nice
the
looking
price of
car.
new cars these days, 26,000. Okay, let's do one more Corvette, shall we? This is a 1956 Chevrolet Corvette.
Almost looks like a gasser.
It does, doesn't it? Well, it's got aftermarket
Yeah.
wheels on it. It's not stock. And it's got the optional hardtop on it. I'm not sure whether or not I don't know the conviction of the owner, whether he's tried to keep it stock or what. But it's a pretty good looking car if you're into this. I'm not. So 56 Chevy Corvette. It's
25.
25. Wow. Okay. Anybody
Heitzman
else?
says 33.
33. Well, this particular car sold for $75,600.
Oh, come on.
Who are you talking about? Something got to be original or pretty
Yeah.
close to it.
That or there's something special about it that I'm not aware of. But anyway, let's move on. So let's give some Ford some extra time this morning.
They need it.
Some competitive time. They do need it. This is a 2011 Ford Mustang. Now, it looks like this is a GT.
It's if you
Is it a
if you look
Boss
at
302 or something?
Boss 302 exactly.
Okay. So a 2011 Ford Mustang. I will tell you that it is not a throwaway car.
And it hasn't been recalled either.
Well, it has not. No,
I'm going to go 25.
Well, not
25?
lately anyway.
Anybody else want anything?
Mr.
Well,
Heitzman says 32,000.
Well, he's getting closer. Let me put it that way. This car sold for $43,575. So clearly something special about that.
Yeah, it's that Boss
This
302's
is
got to be driving
for you.
it.
This is the mobster car, direct from Neaterville. Mars used to drive this back in the day with his high hat on. 32
Yeah, it wasn't
Cadillac,
my car. I was the driver though.
32 Cadillac 355 B as in boy.
40.
40.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else want to make a bid for this one?
Well, David's coming in here at 29, but I'm not sure if he's still on the Mustang or if this is on this one. He's been busy doing some other stuff.
Well, guess what? He is spot on. 29.4.
There you go, David.
$29,400.
He looked good in that.
He would.
My twin was at 45. So Jeff, you overshot that one.
I know. Well, when you say Cadillac, the price goes up.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so
yeah,
the next
yeah,
one, the next one up is a 65 Pontiac GTO. Wasn't
Now,
65
I
the
love
first?
this car.
Wasn't the 65? Wasn't that the first GTO?
Yes.
I
Well,
believe, well,
I
yeah.
think
Not
they
the
had
Le
a
Mans.
64 supposedly, but
Do what now?
65.
64 was the Le Mans, right? 65 was the GTO version. Anyway, I will tell you that this is not cheap. The butternut yellow. I mean, this has got the signs all classic, all original. That sort of thing.
55.
Hood's
55,
good. It's got
Jeff.
the 4-speed with the ball shifter on it.
Yep.
Yeah, all that goodness.
Jeffrey says
Back
36.
bucket seats. Man.
I know. I could do this.
Yeah.
Well, it sold for $47,250.
Hey. Getting close.
$47,250.
Well, I was thinking TT&L.
Okay, we're getting toward the end here. So next up is a '69 Chevy Chevelle,
Why is it in the snow?
because they dug it out because they're tired of looking at it. It needs some air. It needs some southern air.
It's got icicles hanging on it.
Yeah, all that. So this is a '69 Chevelle.
Now,
How much?
the decals on it, I saw, if you look in the littler picture there, it says Yanko on it.
Yeah.
So
Now-
this is a Yenko car.
Well, it's
Or-
decaled up. Now, is
Well,
it a
let me
real
put it
Yanko or?
Let me put it this way: whether it is a 35,000 is Mr. Heitzman. Let me put it this way: if it is a Yenko, it was underpriced when it sold, but it seems like it could possibly be a clone. I'm not sure.
32.
32, 50,000.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the Chevelles. I mean, Camaros for one thing, but I don't know.
$50,400 for the Yenko
In the snow.
in the snow. And finally, Jeffrey, this
All
is
right.
for you, my friend. A 1969
Yeah.
Mercury Marquise.
Oh, man.
And it's a convertible.
I would
The
drive it.
drop top.
Yeah.
You know, look at the size of that car.
It's a 2-car garage just for that one car.
Exactly. Hideaway headlights. I mean, this was the bomb in
Talk to me.
69.
Yeah.
Any guesses on this?
I'm going to go 30.
30.
Yeah.
Okay. What if
That's
Mr.
a big
Heitzman's
car.
or somebody
Probably
else has got a hankering on this one? 69 Mercury Marquise. I think they call it Marquis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
41.
Jeff's getting there.
Well, guess what? It sold for $32,550.
Oh, I'll take it.
So that's our sold car roundup
Nice.
for today. I thought that you would enjoy that.
Get your Chevelle out of the snow. That's
Now
about-
I've got
always
the
said that.
story of the week. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Now just bear with me on this. We can all chime in.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, automotive executives who I have a real problem with the salary that they make for as much money as they lose their car companies. Well, apparently there's a movement afoot to get rid of those guys. Automotive executives worry more about losing their jobs than leaders in any other industry, according to a new survey. This from Automotive News. The automotive industry is the most disrupted sector in the world for the second year in a row, according to Alex Partners' 2026 Disruption Index. They'll do anything. More than 4 in 10 automotive leaders reported job security concerns in the February 19th study. You think? Koji Sato's stint as CEO of Toyota exemplifies the shorter, more stressful tenures. In a surprise move, Toyota replaced Sato, 56, with CFO Khan, not Shere Khan, but just Khan, 57, effective April 1st. He's coming into power. At Stellantis, the challenge facing Antonio Filosa underscores the complexity of today's volume-obsessed auto industry in the age of rapid Chinese expansion and efficiency demands. Filosa must juggle a sprawling constellation of 14 brands, I did not know that, each possessing unique strengths and weaknesses in desperate regions. And he must defend a European home market under siege by cutthroat Chinese automakers and shifting emissions rules that have upturned powertrain plans. Add in fraught labor relations in North America and Europe. Renault found itself scrambling for a new CEO, with Luca De Maio unexpectedly resigning last June to lead Gucci owner Kering. Didn't know anything about that.
Oh.
Provost, head of purchasing partnerships and public affairs, took over as the French carmaker, reported a first half net loss of $12.8 billion. Successful CEOs think outside the automotive box for businesses beyond cars, analysts say. Sectors including defense and robotics hold potential for diversification. So that's where they're looking. Ivan Espinoza was 46 when he took the wheel of Nissan last April, making him the company's youngest CEO. Legendary car czar Carlos Ghosn, remember him?
Yep.
Who evacuated the country in a box, was 47 when he became CEO. Espinosa was Nissan's chief planning officer before his promotion. Boards look outside the car industry and lure talent from such sectors as semiconductors and high tech. Why? You got guys that have made their way through the car industry. They know the mistakes that are made. Why are you going outside and paying them ridiculous amounts of money? I don't understand.
It's the name recognition, and look where I've got you from. I pulled that person from Gucci or whatever other company.
Well, there's also the thought you're bringing in a new set of eyes.
So, Stellantis lost $26 billion last year. That linked to Tavares, the guy there, overly ambitious EV plans. All these guys are sucking it up these days going, well, I made a little mistake. Because you don't know the industry. Volvo looked back to the future
only $2 billion.
Mr. Samuelson, 74 years of age. He might be able to turn it around, but I think it may be a day late and a dollar short
If
for that.
that's a picture of him, he's had work done. That
Well,
is,
you
that is
know-
a plastic face.
Well, you know what? I think that he smoked a lot of cigars.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But
and,
it's looked like he's got that's looks plastic.
well, here's one for you. The rapid reshuffling is likely to continue and possibly impact American top brass, analysts say. Jim Farley has headed Ford for more than 5 years. Gone. Mary Barra, your friend, took helm at GM more than a decade ago, as Toyota Sato noted. That's an eternity in today's world.
You betcha.
I think the changes are afoot in the auto industry when it comes to leaders. They need to do something. They really messed up on the whole EV
You
thing.
could become CEO of Ford.
I
I'll
don't wanna
become
be-
CEO of General Motors.
Well-
and we'll merge the companies.
No, I don't want to be in charge of anything ever again in my entire life.
Okay. All right.
There was a time that I wanted to be the
But I was
boss.
going to give you $12 bazillion to do that.
Yeah, well, guess what? I'd feel guilt. I'd die of guilt if I did that.
Oh, wow.
Well, I would be so guilty I would have to resign and
Coming
I'd have
up,
to take my golden parachute.
Jeff has the Cruise In and events calendars, and I'll have stories making automotive news headlines this week. Stay with us here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. The Tailpipes and Tacos renowned Cruise In expands to Beaumont. Golden Triangle cruisers will want to experience Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla, I-10 South in Beaumont near Washington Boulevard. Grab free Loopy breakfast tacos with any donation to Shirley's Kids. Enjoy a coffee or an adult beverage. Every cruise-in vehicle is automatically entered to win one of the beautiful Chili Pepper trophies for Best Hot Rod, Classic, and Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont happens Saturday morning, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. If you're a car geek like we are, this is the event you'll want to attend. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be online live, and you may be interviewed about your ride. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont edition, Saturday, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Loopy Tortilla, 2050 I-10 South in Beaumont. The Katy Tailpipes and Tacos happens Easter Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11. The free Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In is a production of Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex, Beaumont, and Katy. Tastes pretty good. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. So every week, In Wheel Time airs Saturdays 10 to noon on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Next week is a 3-hour show from our remote broadcast at Gilman Mega Meet.
Yep.
Listen to the commercials for all the details, and we thank you for joining us today here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Time now for the Cruise In and events calendars, Jeffrey.
Yep. One thing. This is turn your clocks forward tonight. Spring forward tonight.
Spring
Yes,
forward
tonight.
tonight. So you lose an hour of sleep.
Well,
as
then-
if we're not screwed up already in our sleep
It
patterns.
doesn't matter to me. I'll get through it. But the time changed so you can
doesn't
go to
sleep
more
anyway.
car shows.
What did you say, Morris?
I said he doesn't sleep anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
But-
still on the wrong mic, by the way. Anyway.
Okay, here we go. Thank you for that, by the way, the sponsorship. We've got International Women's Day celebration of women in their cars. Ladies bring those cars out. And this is actually in Fort Worth, Texas. This is going to be next Saturday. It's at 2550 McMillan Parkway. Now, what this is women enthusiasts are invited to bring their vehicles and participate in a car show, highlighting the passion of automotive culture. The event is open to all women drivers, spectators, and providing an opportunity to display the variety of cars and connect with other enthusiasts. Then next Saturday as well, you've got the 22nd ever Classic Car Stampede. So make sure you're standing on the curb. It's in historic downtown Belleville. It's not like running of the bulls or anything. It's at 504 East Main Street in Belleville, Texas. It goes from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it's in the historic downtown of Belleville. The event features designated parking for vehicles from 1985 and older. Free registration begins at 8 o'clock. Awards of the top 20 vehicles were presented at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Prizes and T-shirts and all that good stuff. Then next Saturday, you've got Grills and Wheels in Spring, Texas. At the
Is it girls or grills?
Grills.
Oh,
grills.
grills.
Grills. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Grills and
No, I'm not
Wheels.
sorry.
Well, you could bring your girl and you do some grilling with your wheels. Spring, Texas at Creekstone Outdoor Living. It's at 25702 Aldine Westfield Road in Spring. It features a series of dates in spring and Fulshire, which they kind of rotate it through. The event takes place from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then the last one for next Saturday, you got Cruise for Christ, Cars and Bibles in Houston, Exotic Meats Revline Rally. This is at Christian Car Meet Gathering. It's in Richmond, Texas. It's 7301 West Grand Parkway. What it is, it's an event that aims to connect car enthusiasts with a focus on faith. So participants can bring any type of vehicle, including classic cars, street cars, sports cars, whatever you got, take it out there, and please respect the property, no revving or burnout.
What day is that?
It's next Saturday. It's in Richmond, Texas at West Grand Parkway.
Okay.
It's Christian Car Meet Gathering. Right. And then next Sunday, you got Hot Rod March Madness, because March Madness is here. It's at the Angry Elephant, and that's at 7030 FM 1488 in Magnolia, Texas. The event will run from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and welcomes all makes and models. They're raising money for the Tomball Lodge Scholarship Fund, so get out there and contribute. They got a 50-50 drawing as well. And the last one for next Sunday is Old School Cruise Night at Manny's Tex. And that's all it says. I'm sure it's a Tex-Mex
Hey,
restaurant.
George.
Yep. It's at 1433 South Beckham Avenue in Tyler, Texas. Hazelwood Car Show presents Old School Cruise Night. Check this out. They're going to meet, and then it starts at 6:30. They're going to drive up and down the road like the old school days till about 8:30, and it occurs every third Saturday.
And bedtime follows immediately thereafter.
There you go. Everybody's got to get back to the home. I got to get back to the home.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. Enjoy yourselves. Be careful.
Toyota Motor Company, Hyundai Motor Company, and Chinese automakers face mounting risks from a prolonged Iran conflict, with disrupted shipments and rising oil prices threatening to crash auto sales far beyond the Middle East, according to Bernstein Equity Research. This is from Automotive News. Global operations of international automakers showed limited impact so far, but Asian brands have an outsized presence in the Middle East, according to the report by Bernstein. Toyota accounts for 17% of Middle East regional sales. I didn't know that. Yeah. Hyundai, 10%, and Chery for 5%, according to Bernstein's March 4th analysis. Inside Iran, Chinese players, including Chery, Jinhua, Hainan, and Changhe, are the main international players. I don't even know how to pronounce these things.
Or spell it.
Yeah. Established global brands are mostly absent from Iran due to sanctions. Iran is the biggest automotive market in the region, accounting for more than 38% of its 3 million sales last year. Among European automakers, Stellantis faces heavy impact from the conflict. Its pain point stems mostly from the threat of rising gasoline prices due to curtailed oil shipments. Fuel prices are already soaring. National average for a gallon of regular gas in the U.S. stood at $3.32 March 6th. That's a 11.4% increase from $2.98 average price a week earlier. Gasoline prices have also taken big jumps in Europe. And I saw a guy yesterday on TV that said, it's not the supply. We've got plenty of supply, but we do have a problem with confidence that the Straits of Hormuz are going to be affected. Clearly they are, because it's basically shut down. And 15% of the global oil market comes through the Strait of Hormuz.
I get that, but we also now, we are the leader. We have the most, and now they just have oil coming out of Venezuela.
You know what ticks me off? What really ticks me off is that the gasoline that's in the ground at the pump today was bought weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, why am I having to pay for?
It's called the futures market.
Well, it sucks. Tell them that.
Well,
Tell
that's
Don
the reason.
Armstrong- Tell them
Well-
Don Armstrong said that.
Yeah, you're right, but that's the reason Wall Street is acting so goofy.
Yeah, I know.
They're speculating.
Big regional sellers such as Toyota or Hyundai could feel this pinch. So might producers of exotics and high-end sports cars such as Ferrari. Finally, there's disruption from rising pump prices due to interrupted oil tanker movement through the Strait of Hormuz. Higher crude prices could negatively affect automakers such as Toyota. I don't even want to read any more of that. Just all it does is tick me off.
It's the same stuff over and over.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Ford and GM rivalry is taking a new turn.
Oh, I thought you could say they're merging.
Right into a Formula One racetrack.
You go.
The American auto giants are newly invested in the sport. GM through the new Cadillac Formula One team, F1, and Ford via its new engine partnership with Oracle Red Bull Racing. And the competition, which begins this weekend with F1's first 2026 race in Australia, is as much about winning over regular car buyers as excelling on the high-speed circuit. And look no further than how Cadillac revealed its race car's visual identity, known as a livery. Instead of only targeting F1 aficionados, the brand debuted its look to an audience of more than 125 million viewers with a Super Bowl ad from Translation. That's the name of the company. It quickly followed that by taking a starring role in an Apple Shot on iPhone campaign. Ford is similarly heralding its F1 investment with mass marketing. Today it debuted a new campaign from Weeden Kennedy, Every Ground is Our Proving Ground, that promotes its Oracle Red Bull Racing partnership, as well as its involvement in off-road racing. One ad merges super slow-motion close-ups of racing teams with breakneck racing footage. Look for it on a TV screen near you.
Well, Alpine and Cadillac's going to have the Ferrari, but Alpine's going to be part of the, engineering on it as well. So there's a lot of neat stuff coming. And I've got some more about F1 later, but go ahead.
Okay. And the last story here, General Motors restructuring how its U.S. dealers sell used vehicles. A bid to compete better with fast-rising online sellers like Carvana. The automaker said March 3rd, it is dissolving a long-standing program that helps its dealerships sell used cars with GM-backed warranties. Instead, it's asking retailers to move their pre-owned vehicle operations under GM's Car Bravo brand, a national online site it launched in 2023. Starting in June, Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealers will sign on to Car Bravo to sell used GM vehicles with factory-backed warranties. Its fourth brand, the luxury Cadillac line, will continue to use GM's traditional certified pre-owned program. So even the used cars are feeling the pinch these days. The pinch is being that they're selling more of them, and GM wants to cash in on that.
Sure.
Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We'll be right back after these messages. The Easter Bunny's coming to the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m., and you're invited too. Bring the kids and grandkids. It's a cruise in like you've never attended before. With a donation to Shirley's Kids, you'll get a free Lupi Tortilla breakfast taco. There'll be coffee and adult beverages, plus chili pepper trophies for the best hot rod, best modern classic, and best classic. There's no entry fee and no registration. Just bring your ride and the kids. Bad bunnies aren't allowed, but the Easter Bunny will be there, and he'll be full of joy to help make this Tailpipes and Tacos a very special one. Photo opportunities abound. The NWheel Time Car Talk Show will be streaming around the globe, and you could be selected to tell your car story to a global audience. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In Easter Edition, Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, located on 99 the Grand Parkway, just south of I-10, the Katy Freeway in Katy. Make plans now. Lupi Tortilla, eats pretty good.
Houston, get ready. Team Gilman is hosting a mega car meet at the North Complex. Acura, Mazda, Subaru. We're collaborating with the Car Meet Network, so you know it's gonna be crazy.
And that's not all. We're going to be raffling off 6 cars to be sold at $1,000 each. See below for more details.
You're not going to want to miss this, Houston. March 14th. We can't wait to see you here.
Welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, Scott Striegel from the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
All right.
What it is, what it was, what it shall be, and where you can see them. Plus, Jeff has his Motor Minute, and I'll review the new 2026 Mazda 3 sedan. Just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, coming to you from Neederville, Texas. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Chief Engineer David Ainsley is criticizing every moment that we are on the air. I'm Don Armstrong. Huh?
He's cringy.
He's like an old wife.
Yeah.
You can't do anything right.
His son, Ryan, came into our office, and he's going to order some product from us. So we're working on that for him as well.
Yeah. Jeff sells
For his business.
shirts.
Yeah.
Yes.
The bull shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bull
Embroidery,
shirts. Yeah.
all that.
That was a free commercial for bull shirts.
It was. They're advertising on 39.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, we could be the new Mattress Mac for him. Right here. That's how Mattress
Absolutely.
Mac got in wrestling.
Every Saturday.
Yes. All right. Scott Striegel is with us with the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge. Scott, good morning. Who's that
Good
you got
morning,
sitting
guys.
next to you?
This would be Yolanda Vasquez. She's one of our racers.
Hey.
She races. She's got a Challenger that she races. She does pretty good. She's won some trophies. She's won overall champion in her class a couple of times. So she's pretty good at it.
Well, you say pretty good. I say real good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
What year is that Challenger?
It's a 16 Scat Pack.
Nice.
Yeah? Have you done any modifications to it?
No, just a cold air intake and exhaust, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's something.
That makes a
Maybe-
difference, though.
Well,
It
it
does.
can give you a couple more horsepower heading
Yeah.
down the track. That's always a good thing. Yeah.
Good deal.
absolutely. So let's see, Scott, where are we going to start? I tell you what I wanted to do. I want you to explain to everybody. Now, this is a drag race event.
Correct.
This is So what is it that Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge, what does it do? How many events do you have? Give us a brief overview of the club.
Okay. It's basically bracket racing. We have a bracket or a class for everything, starting with your basic street car, your grocery getter, all the way up to your full-blown race car. There's
So
a
we could
class for
take,
everybody.
in other words, what you're saying there is that we could take the 1990 Oldsmobile Cutlass, whatever, Cutlass or, Olds 88 or whatever it is, and we could race it in a bracket.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
In fact,
and
this
probably
year,
wouldn't have much competition, I would imagine.
you never know.
but-
It's all dependent on your times, really.
Dependent on times and obviously the place. Now, I know that you guys go all over the state of Texas, do you not?
Correct.
Yeah.
We go all over Texas, and we are racing also up in Oklahoma at Thunder Valley Raceway Park.
Okay. So there's a racetrack near you, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Are you 1/8 mile or 1/4 mile?
We are 1/8 mile for the most part. We go to a 1/4 mile track in Ennis, and we go to a 1/4 mile track up in Oklahoma. But 1/4 mile is relegated to just the street car classes.
Okay.
So the street classes that race 1/4 mile. Everything else, even if it's a 1/4 mile track, all other classes race 1/8 of a mile, mostly because that's what they're geared for.
Yeah. And you don't want to get out there changing rear end gears in the middle of the hot summer.
No.
Correct.
What a
Now, we'll
miserable-
interject one thing as far as our classes. We're introducing a new class this year, strictly for EV vehicles.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Are you bringing a big charger generator out there?
That's up to them, man. That's up to them.
Okay.
But we see it as it's coming. We see more and more EV vehicles out there. We saw some last year when I was eliminated. I'd sit up in the tower and watch. I think at this point in time, from what I'm hearing, we're the only series in the country that has a bracket specifically for EV vehicles.
Oh.
So explain to me, how do you modify an EV? I mean, different capacitors, some sort of a different winding in the motor. I mean, what do you do for that?
Probably all of that.
To be honest with you, man, I have no clue.
Good for you. Thank you for admitting that, because I don't either.
So you put higher octane in the race car, you got a higher electricity octane. We don't know. Bigger wires in it.
All I know is that they have a clear advantage over fuel cars. I talked to a guy who hasn't changed his dial-in time in a year and a half.
Really?
And
has he burned up any electric motors in the car yet?
No, not that I know of.
No.
But
do they have a foam truck nearby?
I was going to say,
what
additional safety items they have?
I would imagine that they would have, foam type fire extinguishers and stuff like that. That seems to be the biggest concern, is if they catch on fire, how are you going to put it out?
Right.
I know the foam is the only thing that's going to work. I know that my fire extinguisher for my car, I can put out anything. So, but again,
can you put out a good time at the racetrack? Can you do that?
Yes.
Yes.
I guarantee you, and I've told this to people before, your worst day at the track is still better than mowing the lawn.
Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah,
there is that.
There is that. Yolanda,
Yes.
how in the world did you get mixed up in this?
It's a long story, but
Well, you can make it shorter.
I did find Red River Muscle Club just by word of mouth when I first moved to Texas in 2013. So I went and checked it out, and it was to me, I felt like I was the right fit. We all kind of have the same attitudes, and I don't know, we all love to race, and it's one of those things that most of us have been doing since childhood.
So Red River Club, is that anything to do with the Red River drag strip out in the hill country?
No.
Nothing. Okay. So what is your home track, Yolanda?
Well, anything in the Metroplex, in the DFW Metroplex.
Okay. So you're up north.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm just trying to get a lay of the land here and find out, where you draw your club members.
All over.
All over.
Really?
And you say it's word of mouth.
It mostly is. We're doing a lot this year, and we started last year when I took over as president. We brought somebody in that handles just marketing and advertising, and we're doing a lot more on social media to get us out there.
A lot of nice video out there.
Yeah, to try to build car counts and do more than just word of mouth. We're promoting.
Well, you got us.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are part of the deal.
Yep.
You guys are help spreading the word. Last year we went out to San Angelo, to Concho Valley, to the new track there. We picked up 17 racers that were local people. Not only was the track promoting us, excuse me, but our social media was promoting us down there as well. And that's what we're looking at to get. We have racers from there. I've got guys that come from 7 hours away to go to different racetracks up here or up in Oklahoma or Wichita Falls or whatever. So like I said, all over Texas, we are literally all over Texas.
Well, club guys are that way, and you want to be a part of something, and you get a bunch of people together and then spread the word. And, there's 17 guys coming from over here, and we got 15 guys here. Not all of them can make the 7-hour road trip or whatever it is, but the availability is there. I'm part of the club. I'm going to go drag racing this weekend in San Angelo or wherever it is. And there's a lot of appeal to that. And I don't know as if that's ever been organized like you guys got going.
Yeah, I agree. And to me, it's like throwing a rock in a pond. You get a ripple and then you get another ripple. And next thing you know, you're 17 guys we might pull out of San Angelo. Maybe this time it's 30 guys. because
Right.
they talk about it,
Yeah.
and we just keep going, and that's the is to just keep
And what?
going.
So
One of our
what kind of cars?
told me a couple weeks
what
ago.
kind of
he's like,
cars and drivers are? What kind of cars and drivers are attracted to this setup that you guys got going there at Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge?
anything.
The
To
cars,
be
the
honest with you,
drivers, anything. Really?
Yeah, I mean, one time a couple of years ago, we were in where were we? Abilene, and there was a guy racing, mind you, a Chevrolet equivalent to like an F550 diesel. I mean, this thing's slow as hell, but he's out there at the track doing it.
Yeah,
And
because it's fun to
that's-
do.
Yeah, that's what gets my applause. And you can bring out your Yugo, or you can bring out your full blown. I mean, we've got a guy on my team that Tony Malone. He's got a full blown dragster.
Wow.
Anything in between.
You
So,
hear that, Mike? You can take your Yugo out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Exactly.
thinking. You know, at least it's a place to race.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's our
Well,
goal. We want to get that guy off the television and stop doing stupid things in the street where you're hurting people or killing people or blocking
Yep.
traffic or whatever, and get some of those people, on the track. I mean, it's $40. You're guaranteed at least 3 runs for $40.
Yeah.
You're in a family atmosphere. You are usually done by 3:00 in the afternoon on Sunday. We start at 8:00 in the morning on Sunday. You're done by 3.
And
So-
you can turn off the traction control, Scott.
Exactly.
Yolanda's
Yeah,
already done
Yolanda's
that.
grinning
She's
at that
already
one.
done that. Yeah. She doesn't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Put it in
Do you know how to
sport
turn the
mode, go.
traction control off in the Challenger?
Yes.
Okay. Got my vote.
So back to Yolanda. Were you brought up in a racing family, Yolanda, or you just did this on your own? Or
I was. My dad used to race his 68 GTO, and he built that for the track back in Albuquerque. And so ever since I was, 12, we'd go to the track every weekend. And then once I got my 65 GTO, which was completely stock,
wow.
slow as hell, but it was fun. Like, I learned the track, I learned the tree, and I just started racing that. And then once I got a modern car that had a little more to it, then I started racing. I had a Charger like 10 years ago I raced, and then I've had 2 Challengers. So it's just fun. It's a good getaway. It's just fun. It's just
So
fun
you're a
to-
Mopar racer.
Yes. Well, there's no more Pontiac, so I
Right.
had to convert to Mopar. but
Right, right.
It's good.
Wow. And the 68 sounds like it was a fun car as well.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So where are you off
Yeah.
to next? Go ahead.
I'll tell you something from my perspective. It's good to see the amount of women drivers we have. I mean, we're
Right.
probably around 40% women drivers.
Yeah,
Really?
and that's
Yeah.
picking up. That's picking up in a lot of the series.
Right.
Absolutely is. I mean, not
And
just
it's not just your Toyota. When we've got women drivers that are running full blown race cars out
right,
there.
but it's not
Well,
just
or-
in
Or
this
really
sport. It's
nice,
in all
fast
sports.
street cars like what Yolanda has.
Right.
Right.
I mean, because face it, not everybody can afford to go off to Florida to the Gator Nationals to race, and so, it's fun to watch. It's a whole lot more fun to get out there and get behind the wheel,
Right.
Yep.
even if you're running 12, 13, 14 second bracket. You're still racing somebody.
That's right.
Are
And
you
then it's
making fun of my 13-second bracket, Mars?
Well, no, I was actually making fun of my 14-second car, but I wasn't going to mention that. But I'll go with your
It's a Yugo.
13-second car.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
very nice.
Well, so when's the first event?
First event is March 22nd. We got 2 weeks from tomorrow at Extreme Raceway Park in Ferris. That's the TMCCC home track. We start then.
Okay, tell everybody where Ferris, Texas is. I know it's up there off of 45, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right off of 45. It's about 15 minutes north of Ennis on 45,
Closer to Dallas.
closer to Dallas. If you want to come watch, it's $20 to get in the gate. And when you get in the gate, you can watch the races. You can go to the pits. You can look at the cars. That $20 gets you all over the place.
Can I get
Full
a media
access.
pass?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hot dogs and hamburgers and all that good stuff?
Yeah, everything's open. The concessions are open, so you can get anything. I mean, they do a really good what do you call it, smoked brisket up there. They're even selling their merchandise just like we are. We've got a merchandise tent where you can see this shirt. This is our new shirt for 2026. We've got hoodies, hats. I mean, you name it. If you want to race, it's $40 for a tech card, and you can either come up and start your own club or team, or you can join up with one of the teams that are there and spend the day racing.
That's good.
So anybody, if you show up, you can race. You might, once you do all the
If you want
paperwork.
to, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as the car's got brakes, I'm sure that there's some
Right.
sort of tech check
Well,
on that.
And let's not forget, bring your safety equipment. I mean, if you're running like me, if I'm running a 6-second car and I don't have a helmet and a fire jacket, I'm not racing, period.
Or a roll bar.
Where can we find the schedule of events and more information?
Okay, that would be our website. It would be tmccc.org. Once you go to there, you'll find everything, the rules, contact information for all of us that run this thing, where we're going to be, the schedule. There's a printable version of the schedule on there. There's a page with all of our sponsors, all of our events. There's pictures. I mean, it's pretty much everything you'd want to know about TMCCC. And if there's something that it doesn't answer, then you can email or call me, and I'll be happy to answer the questions.
And do you have a direct connection somehow to your barber?
To who?
Your barber? I just thought of
Yeah,
curiosity,
Jeff's
'cause
looking
pointing
to
at
meet
me.
him.
Jeff might be looking for a haircut when he comes up there and races his Buick.
I don't know
Hey,
if you
and-
can tell, I don't worry much about barbers.
There you go. you
We
go.
noticed that, yes.
I mean, the weather kind of messes with my hair a little bit, but
It
I try to
generally
fix
gets
it.
in my
Helmet
eyes.
hair. You get helmet hair.
The helmet hair.
Back to Yolanda. What was your what kind of times are you running?
The fastest I've done is 770. In the
That's in the 8th mile.
8th mile,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
Okay.
still pretty
Very good.
quick.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
And Yolanda, we're in your shop. Real quick, what is the shop? Where are you at?
So we're in Salina, Texas. It's called Sick Rides Window Tint and Auto Detail. So we do, of course, window tint, ceramic coating, car wraps, PPF.
Perfect.
Okay.
We do all the
okay.
beautifications here.
Well, thank you all both. We appreciate you stopping by and chatting with us this morning. Good luck this year. Let's check in middle of the season and see how things are going. Okay.
Absolutely.
You got it.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you very much. Just ahead, Jeff's Motor Minute and
Thanks,
a review
guys.
of the new Mazda 3
thank
sedan when the N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this. The Tailpipes and Tacos renowned cruise-in expands to Beaumont. Golden Triangle cruisers will want to experience Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla, I-10 South in Beaumont near Washington Boulevard. Grab free Loopy breakfast tacos with any donation to Shirley's Kids. Enjoy a coffee or an adult beverage. Every cruise-in vehicle is automatically entered to win one of the beautiful Chili Pepper trophies for Best Hot Rod, Classic, and Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont happens Saturday morning, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. If you're a car geek like we are, this is the event you'll want to attend. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be online live, and you may be interviewed about your ride. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont edition, Saturday, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Loopy Tortilla, 2050 I-10 South in Beaumont. The Katy Tailpipes and Tacos happens Easter Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11. The free Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In is a production of Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex, Beaumont, and Katy. Tastes pretty good. Apple or Android, N-Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give N-Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on N-Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. NWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. I have N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show every Saturday, 10 to noon Central on NWheelTime.com, YouTube, and Facebook. Check us out. It's free. And don't forget, 30-minute podcasts of our shows can be had from your favorite podcast store. Time now for Jeff's Motor Minute, Jeffrey.
Yeah, this goes back to last week when Mike had something on his segment about Danica Patrick. Well, appreciate you pulling the trigger on that, Mike, but there's going to be some changes. Formula One fans will not see a familiar face this year as the coverage of the world's biggest race series comes to Apple TV in the States. An American racing veteran, Danica Patrick, will not be returned to the company as an analyst for the 2026 F1 season.
She's doing just fine.
She's been
not gonna-
fired.
Well,
Yeah.
She doesn't need the money
well,
anyway.
Okay, well, here we go. Sky, which is the network on that, released coverage plans for the broadcast talent of 2026, and Patrick's name was noticeably absent. The American F1 fans have been treated to the British broadcaster coverage of Formula One has been syndicated on ESPN during the length of their rights deal with the racing series. This year, Apple TV will provide American viewers both with Sky feed featuring David Croft and Martin Brundle, which are good analysts, and the entire team of analysts and reporters, as well as the in-house F1 feed. Sky featured Danica alongside Formula One champions as veterans pre-race analysts, including likes of Jenson Button and Nico Rosberg.
Jenson Button.
Yep.
Boy, there's an English name.
There you go. He was traditionally utilized as an analyst during the North American races in the
Wait a
United
minute.
States
He
and
used
Canada.
to do skating, didn't he?
Yep.
Ice skating?
Yep, all that. Well, sports in general. Patrick was a trailblazer in American racing as the first woman to win an IndyCar series. Okay. After 116 races in IndyCar, as she scored several podium finishes, moved to NASCAR, found limited success in stock cars, but never won a race. Imagine that. 191 starts. Regardless, her record speaks for itself as the most accomplished female driver in history, which I take challenge with, of American racing. The record wasn't enough for ever. This is. I didn't write
BS
this.
is what
Well,
this is.
Yeah, this
it
is
gets
a PR
better.
company.
All right. Well, let me get back to the reasons.
No,
some of the
please, go
reasons
ahead.
why.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. As it's not mentioned, the elephant in the room of her very outspoken and increasingly extreme conservative politics have become more and more pronounced in the recent years. For instance, after the USA hockey team won the gold medal in the Winter Olympics, she posted that Canada should have been smart enough to become the first 51st state. This probably wouldn't have made a very popular figure in the pit lane since they're going to Montreal this year with the race. So her podcast is also home of conspiracy theories, moon landings, conspiracies,
Ice hockey.
all that good stuff. Indianapolis 500 in the past, both NBC and Fox Sports. So, you know, it's one of those things for her. Sorry to hear that, but
Why? I'm not.
it
I mean,
is what
she's
it is.
easy on the eyes, but you know,
So
her analysis just doesn't do it. For
I got
me.
new glasses, and that still doesn't work.
Okay. Time now for this hour's car review. 2026 Mazda 3. This is the four-door compact sedan. They do make a hatchback, but we'll forget that. This is the sedan. Available trim levels, the S, the Select, and the S Preferred, along with the Carbon Edition all-wheel drive, the 2.5 Turbo Premium Plus. I had the 2.5 Turbo Premium Plus, top of the line. Compact four-door sedan, seats 5. Exterior changes minimal. It was completely redesigned in 2019, so this current design is getting a little long in the tooth. Exterior features include the Shark grille with the laid-back Aero windshield, quick back design with a small trunk lid and a small opening back there, slick wraparound headlights, 18-inch black wheels on this particular trim level, giving it a premium appearance. But I liked the overall sporty design. What could use improvement? Well, something new. A 7-year-old design. It sells. It's good, but it's time to bump it up, I think. Interior highlights. Design and quality get high marks. Small infotainment screen sits atop the dash. Minimalist control switches. They look good, but some are hard to find, the ones that you need. Front seats are comfortable, but rear ones, not so much. Small trunk room, and especially that opening back there, it's very small, so you're not going to get your big suitcase back in there. What I liked, quality materials. This is high end, really, for this kind of car and for this price. What could use improvement? The infotainment operation is still too complicated. It's the same one they've been stuck with for years.
Wow.
And I'm not a big fan. 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder engine, 227 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. 310 pound-feet of torque. Transmission, 6-speed automatic, 23 miles per gallon city, 32 highway for a combined of 27. I got 25.2 miles per gallon over 525 miles. Oops, 25 miles over. I'm sorry. What I liked, the plenty power for this top-of-the-line engine. One could use improvement. How about a hybrid offering for better miles per gallon? I don't know if it's possible or not, but that's a slick looking
it's a good-looking
four-door
car.
sedan.
Right.
What I liked about it, the sporty nature of the sedan. What could use improvement for the ride and handling? Nothing. Base trim price. No, base trim price, $36,740. Prices tested $39,145, which is a lot of money for this car. But base model price, $24,550.
Oh, very good.
Hello, I'm in for that.
Yeah.
Competitors, the Honda Civic starts at $24,695. This is just so weird to me when I started looking all this stuff up. I'm going, wait a minute, they're all within $1,000 of each other. Toyota Corolla starts at $22,925, and the Hyundai Elantra starts at $22,625. Isn't that bizarre? The price really comparison is between the Mazda 3 that I drove, but the base model price $24,550 and the Honda Civic for $24,695.
And you got some youngster going away to college. It might be a good first car on the base side of it.
Yeah,
Maybe 22,000,
if you can
23,000.
find, the base cars are hard to find.
Yeah.
They want to sell them with all the goodies on it because they make more money that way.
And
I get it.
They're not going to Oreo one with just base. No, they probably would, but
Well, they would, yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, so that's the car review of the Mazda 3 sedan. I liked it.
Good.
Man, it's a sporty car. Clearly, Mazda's brand is about sportiness. It's not going to ride like, the Buick Regal of the past.
Oh, no.
You can toss it around the corners.
And the shape, when you saw the silhouette of the side view of that vehicle,
Slick.
Everything looks a Euro. It looks like a European
It's nice
design.
and rounded.
Well, my opinion, they stand out. Do something different on your design, and Mazda should.
Okay.
Yeah. They're nice cars.
Yeah. You still got cars coming, Mr. Mars?
A couple of more weeks.
Couple more weeks.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, next week I'll have 2, and Mars will have 2. We're going to squeeze all those new car reviews in.
And I'm driving a Buick, so that that's good.
Does that top them all?
It tops every one.
Yeah.
Darn it.
How many miles you got on your car now?
21.
21.
Yeah.
The Corvette's got 36,
Okay.
and it is a 2001 model. So it's old, like me.
Yeah, it kind
I
of
had
works
to take
together,
it out
though.
this week, and it still runs pretty good.
Oh, you did take it out.
Pardon me?
You did take it out?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I took it out of the garage and gave it a little dust off. It needs a car wash. I have not washed the car since last August.
That's about when you moved into your
Yes,
this
it
place.
moved in here.
and parked it in the garage.
That's why
Strange how that
don't
worked,
see,
huh?
You don't see my car behind us, but you're going to.
Yeah.
Because after I wash it, I'm going to take some pictures of it. So we'll have some different views. We'll have interior views. We'll have all that, and I'll put that up
Oh,
there.
great.
Well, okay. Well, you don't have to play if you don't want to.
I'm messing.
Yeah. We don't see any pictures of Jeff's Buick.
Well, where's the in-wheel time truck, Mars?
In the garage.
Yeah.
No,
it's
are
not.
you
but
kidding? You can't fit anything in that garage.
Oh.
no, the garage is full. I got to get some stuff out of there.
Yeah. When's that going to happen?
Yeah.
Soon.
So everything's going really well over here.
Yeah, good. Change the subject. Thank you, Mr. Mars. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We're back after this quick break. Stay with us. The Easter Bunny's coming to the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m., and you're invited too. Bring the kids and grandkids. It's a cruise-in like you've never attended before. With a donation to Shirley's Kids, you'll get a free Lupi Tortilla breakfast taco. There'll be coffee and adult beverages, plus chili pepper trophies for the best hot rod, best modern classic, and best classic. There's no entry fee and no registration. Just bring your ride and the kids. Bad bunnies aren't allowed, but the Easter Bunny will be there, and he'll be full of joy to help make this Tailpipes and Tacos a very special one. Photo opportunities abound. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be streaming around the globe, and you could be selected to tell your car story to a global audience. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In Easter Edition, Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, located on 99 the Grand Parkway, just south of I-10, the Katy Freeway in Katy. Make plans now. Lupi Tortilla, eats pretty good.
Houston, get ready. Team Gilman is hosting a mega car meet at the North Complex. Acura, Mazda, Subaru. We're collaborating with the Car Meet Network, so you know it's gonna be crazy.
And that's not all. We're going to be raffling off 6 cars to be sold at $1,000 each. See below for more details.
You're not going to want to miss this, Houston. March 14th. We can't wait to see you here.
This is your place for all things automotive, the award-winning In Real Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, Mr. Mars reviews the Ford F-150 Super Crew. Later, this is his half hour to shine. Later, Mars has This Week in Auto History. Jeff has the racing calendar, and I'll just kind of take up the back 40. I got the mop and bucket ready, so I'll figure out something.
Shovel, scooper.
Yeah. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Seekin, Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us today here on the In Real Time Car Talk Show. I got a couple of stories I'm going to do. We're going to get to Mr. Mars here first, though, because Mr. Mars has a special review of the Ford F-150 Super Crew. But just to let you know what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about a bar in Wisconsin. And you say, well, what the hell does that have to do with in real time and anything else? Well,
We like bars.
I know.
We like bars.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one got bulldozed this week.
Oh, no.
So, but we are going to do a story about it. I saw it. My brother worked at the General Motors Janesville assembly plant, and so I'm familiar with it. I never was inside of it, but some interesting stories come from it. All right. First up, though, let's get Mr. Mars' review of the Ford F-150, Mike.
Yes, sir. We're talking about the 2025 Ford F-150 4x4. It's a Super Crew with the STX package on it. Now, this is the 14th generation of the F-150, long-standing big seller. This was introduced in 2021 for this generation of it. The final assembly plant was in Dearborn, Michigan. It actually comes in considered available 6 standard trim levels: the XL, the STX, XLT, the Lariat, Platinum, and then you get the King Ranch. Now you got 2 more, the Trimmer, the Raptor R. They're all kind of out by themselves on it. But the really interesting thing about this is you got the 6 different trim levels. All 6 of them, you can get 3 different cab levels. All 6 of them can get 3 different bed lengths, and all 6 of them, you can get your choice of 6 engines. So there's like 70 or 80 combinations that you can put together to find you an F-150 that you want. Now, we are in the STX Super Crew, so this was down in the lower trim levels, which we don't get very often out of the press fleet, so I was kind of interested to see how it worked out. It is 5-passenger, cloth seats. Up front, we had the LED reflector headlamps, had LED fog lamps, got a power tailgate lock. We were rolling on some really nice 22-inch aluminum wheels. And just for future reference, it comes with a 36-gallon fuel tank on it. Fill that baby up once in a while. Now, the interior, we had the 12-inch, all of the F-150s now come with a 12-inch center stack screen. That's just standard across the trim levels, the whole line. We had the rear view camera, so it makes it really nice to be able to have that. Now, because we were in the STX, we had the column shifter, not the console shifter. We also had to use a key, not a push button. So this was kind of down.
Are you complaining?
No, I'm saying that this is kind of a stripper model, but it was kind of nice to get in.
I like it. I like that stuff.
Yeah. It did have the front center console, and it's a black STX cloth seats. The front seat was a 40 with a console and a 40. The rear seat is a fold-up 60/40 that has under-seat storage. So now this is a pickup that if you're looking for a pickup, if you don't need all the leather and you don't need all the high-end stuff.
I don't need you telling me what I don't need is what I don't need.
Y'all need to come
Well, I don't need that neither. So, and the thing is, it had the 5.0 liter V8 under the hood. So we had 400 horsepower up around 6,000 RPM, had a 10-speed automatic transmission.
Nice.
So it ran well, and this was a great driving truck.
Did you bring
Now-
that over here?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did. That was that one I
good.
drove
That-
over there.
That is a good-looking pickup truck, I have
Yeah.
to admit. Yeah.
And it worked out. Ken Peabody, the Ford press fleet manager, did a wonderful job. He got that one. I got a different vehicle. This week, I've got the King Ranch version hybrid.
Oh, wow.
So it makes for a really nice comparison versus the two different trim levels.
But hey, are you going to do any one of those next week?
I was going to do the Mustang next week, but I can do the Ford hybrid.
Well, because the only reason I say that is because I've got the Ram 1500 Longhorn edition sitting in the driveway,
Ooh.
$86,000 worth of pickup truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
rodeo time, baby.
Let's
We'll
not
do
get
the
too
King.
far ahead.
We'll do the King Ranch F-150 then.
All right, then. Go
And
ahead.
okay, and the one we've got, the STX, back to it. You quick it up right. It can tow 12,700 pounds, and it'll haul 1,685 pounds. Again, this is a half-ton truck. Now, the EPA says you should be looking for 16 in the city, 24 out on the highway, 19 combined. I drove it around town a lot, obviously. 220.3 miles, other than the quick run over to your place. So I averaged 16.8 the week I got it. But this is a really nice driving truck with plenty of power. It's got direct steering, and so it really drives and handles really well when you get out on the road. I really like to drive in this truck, particularly when I start looking at the price point on it. Now, the base trim price for the STX is $51,230. We had a few options, pushed it up to $61,780, which, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a bad price for a pickup truck. But if you really get into the stripper model, you can get this thing down to $38,800. Now, again,
That's with
that
the
is
dog
the
dish hubcaps.
yeah. This is the bottom line. Now, the Ram 1500, if you're looking at something comparable, you're looking at something start about $40,275. The Tundra, $40,090. I actually met somebody that drives the Tundra the other day. And then you can look at the Chevy Silverado for $40,300. Again, it's back like you were talking about the other review. Pricing in that category is pretty competitive whenever you get to looking at them. Now, I also found out that I meant to mention that you can get the STX Super Crew two-wheel drive down for $36,000 if you really want to push it. But this is a really nice driving truck. It is a pickup truck. It's not a luxury truck, but it will serve your purposes really well. Great driver, and I enjoyed it. And thanks to Ken Peabody for letting me have that for the week.
Cool.
We love you, Ken Peabody.
Yep.
We've known Ken Peabody forever.
Poof, long time.
Long time. Anyway, great guy. He's up in the Dallas area now.
Mm-hmm.
He was down here for a while. Lived down here. Lived down in Galveston. And said, I just can't. I've got too much to do up here. Okay, well, go back up there then. We'll see you on the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge Circuit.
There you go.
Okay, here's the story I wanted to tell you. Ready? Mm-hmm. The General Motors plant in Janesville, Wisconsin, cousin Steve still lives in Janesville,
Yep.
had a bar so close to its front doors that the automaker tried to discourage lunchtime beer runs by building tall fences and repeatedly trying to buy out its owner, who worked on the line at the Janesville assembly plant. When he refused to sell, GM fired him. The watering hole known as Zachow's and Zox ultimately outlasted the plant, which ended production in 2008 and met the wrecking ball in 2018.
Yep.
But it too became rubble February 26th as part of the latest effort to redevelop the vacant GM property. And by the way, that GM property is huge. It's an assembly plant. You can imagine how big it is. An $8 billion data center is proposed for the 240-acre site. And it's kind of just outside of town. It's in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, it is more of an industrial neighborhood, but wow, okay.
You can still serve lunch beer.
Yeah.
Well, it's gone now, so you can forget that.
Oh.
And it's just sad. Andrew Sigwell, who sold the business to new owners in 2020, told the Janesville Gazette it was part of history. The 900-square-foot bar, which GM employee Roy Zachow purchased in 1961 as a place to eat lunch with his coworkers, originally was in a residential neighborhood As the automaker bought up nearby properties to expand over the years, Zachow was the lone holdout. In 1987, GM flew him to Detroit and offered $200,000. They didn't want us anywhere in the neighborhood, Jerry Zachow, Roy's widow and Sigwell's grandmother, told the Gazette in 2012. He came back saying, "Those bastards will never get the bar." Eventually, the business so reliant on Janesville assembly that it typically closed on weekends and other days when the plant was dark. It was surrounded by the GM parking lot. Some workers parked next to the fence so they could climb over it and get in and out faster on their break. After GM abandoned Janesville, Sigwell kept the bar going by attracting a younger clientele. He photographed the adjacent demolition with a drone. His successors, Andy and Desiree Wilson, held open mic nights and Green Bay Packers potlucks, and the Janesville Deaf Society adopted the bar as its monthly gathering place. Last summer, after previous plans to fill the desolate GM site with an industrial park where housing fell through, the city forced the Wilsons out through eminent domain. Oh. They threw a huge Zox end of days party. You might build another factory. There'll be other beautiful bars or gathering spots, but never again will there be one in the parking lot of a commercial property in a space like this, an attendee who flew in from Minnesota told the Gazette. There's something about knowing you're standing on ground where the plant was being built, and Zox kept going after it was gone. That kind of uniqueness you will never see again. Goodbye, Zox.
We had one across the street from Fisher Body. You had to walk across 4th Street, and there was a bar. It was a bigger bar, though. I mean, and it was not closed on weekends. It was a jump-in place. And, yes, people would go over there for
the lunch break.
Yeah.
Have you a beer and a burger.
Even in the evening. Well, more like beer or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was across the street from.
I wonder, is it still, whatever happened
well,
to
Fisher Body is leveled. It's gone. There's something else.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But yeah, back in the day, this was in the mid 70s. Yeah, you walk across the street, have a couple of shots and a beer, and go back to work.
No wonder the door was crooked when
Fridays
we got it
and
at
Mondays,
the dealership.
Fridays and Mondays, don't buy a car. It was built on. That was the thing back then. Built on Friday or Monday, don't buy it.
It used to irritate me when I would go to lunch down by the main office building. We'd go to lunch. The guys that worked in their office building would be in there drinking beer. I had a driving position with the company. No drinking beer at lunchtime, and it just you sit there drinking your iced tea while they're drinking beer.
And you're trying to make up for lost time now, aren't you, Mars?
I'm doing my best.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be an in-wheel time show unless I razzed the electric vehicle department.
Boy, here we go.
Electric vehicle registrations fell last year for the first time in at least a decade following the repeal of the federal EV tax credit, although the drop was modest. EV registrations declined 0.4% compared with a year earlier to 1.3 million vehicles, according to S&P Global Mobility. The data does not include hybrids. EV share of the light vehicle market fell to 7.8% from 8% a year earlier, the data showed. For all vehicles, regardless of fuel type, 2025 registrations rose 2.2% to 16.25 million vehicles. S&P Global Mobility goes back to 2016 when Tom Libby, an analyst for the company, government estimates showed U.S. EV sales rising each year in the early 2010s. U.S. registration data serves as a proxy for sales because some EV makers, including Tesla, don't separate U.S. deliveries from global numbers and don't report on a monthly basis anymore. Although congressional repeal of the 7,500 EV tax credit helped trigger a sharp drop in EV sales in the final months of 2025, the slowdown in demand actually began in 2024, according to Libby. He says, I think there's a lot of reasons for that. A key one is price. Even with generous government and automaker incentives, high EV sticker prices remained a hurdle for mainstream buyers who gravitated toward hybrids instead. The customers who wanted an EV got an EV. When you get beyond the early adopters, there are barriers like charging infrastructure issues. No. Range anxiety issues. No. So here's some of the figures. You ready?
Yep.
I don't want to bore you with all this, but Ford, for
Go
instance, EV sales down 61%. Ford. Hyundai, EV sales down 53%. Here's a big one. Chevrolet down 73%.
Wow.
BMW, Kia, 53, 54%. Wow, here's one. Honda. EV sales down 87%. Are you still making them? Why? You're
And
not
they're-
selling them.
They're a leader in that. Honda and Toyota.
Yeah. Mercedes-Benz down 88%.
Now,
Jeez,
that's-
some of these
that's
figures
the-
here. Nissan down 89%. They got the Leaf, remember?
Okay, but how many have they built to get that percentage that they're not making them? Did they build 1,000 of them?
I don't have those figures,
Okay.
but that's a good point.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Here's one. Acura. EV sales down 97%.
Are they including the hybrids in that?
No, they are not.
Just strictly.
So it's just purely you got to charge
Electric.
it some way or
Yeah.
another.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Tesla, the market leader, outpaced the overall EV market in December with a smaller 35% drop in registrations from a year earlier to 42,000 vehicles. That's still a lot of vehicles. Ford was number 2 EV brand in December. Registration fell 61% to 5,000. Cadillac took the number 3 spot for EV makers in December with registrations up 12%
There you go.
to 3,694 vehicles.
Oh, see, that's the key. What
That-
number are you basing that on?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And, you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Look, I don't want to see any company go belly up, but I think that they've made a very bad mistake. And if you remember correctly, everybody was calling out Toyota. Well, where's Toyota in the EV race? They don't have an EV vehicle. You know, Toyota is one of those that they just plod and they just keep on rolling with the flow. Oh yeah, we'll make an EV vehicle here in a couple of years, when everybody else was racing to build factories and spend billions of dollars.
It's a different marketing. It's a different way they go about doing their business, because we did a story last week of the $250,000 mile vehicles. They build stuff to last. They don't jump into new and improved. Hey, let's change that widget and it'll be better, and then it's not. So they don't do that. They just stick with that widget and improve where they can.
And you
That's
look
the
at the
way they do business.
recalls, the amount of recalls they have substantiates that statement.
Exactly, Mike. Yep.
Yep. Okay, we're going to take a quick break here. Just ahead, Jeff has the racing calendar, and Mars has This Week in Auto History, and
You
I'll
bet.
bring you this week's automotive news. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this break. The Tailpipes and Tacos renowned cruise-in expands to Beaumont. Golden Triangle cruisers will want to experience Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla, I-10 South in Beaumont near Washington Boulevard. Grab free Loopy breakfast tacos with any donation to Shirley's Kids. Enjoy a coffee or an adult beverage. Every cruise-in vehicle is automatically entered to win one of the beautiful Chili Pepper trophies for Best Hot Rod, Classic, and Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont happens Saturday morning, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. If you're a car geek like we are, this is the event you'll want to attend. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be online live, and you may be interviewed about your ride. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont edition, Saturday, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Loopy Tortilla, 2050 I-10 South in Beaumont. The Katy Tailpipes and Tacos happens Easter Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11. The free Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In is a production of Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex, Beaumont, and Katy. Tastes pretty good. Apple or Android, In-Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In-Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In-Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. Out and about in the Team Gilman dealership
Oh,
at
yeah.
18202 North Freeway for the Mega Meet Cruise-In. Our 3-hour special will be live from 10 to 1 next Saturday. Please stop by and say hello. You can listen and watch on InWheelTime.com, Facebook, and YouTube. And we hope you check us out. If you miss us, you'll be able to connect with us through a podcast from your favorite podcast channel. Time now for the racing calendar, Jeffrey, sponsored by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
You betcha. And guess what's starting? All kinds of racing starting this week. And you've got what? The NHRA, National Hot Rod Racing Association. It's in Gainesville Raceway, which is Gator Nationals starts. It actually started the 5th, and it goes through the 8th through tomorrow. So that's cool. All classes are running. I mean, you got bikes, you got all kinds of stuff. It's going to be fun. Then you got Formula One series. They start this weekend in Australia Grand Prix. Now, some of the things I've been seeing and watching on the sports channels and reading up about is that these drivers are not happy with the new car. They're calling it the step up from the E-Class, the E-Series that they run in Formula One. They're
electrics.
thinking it's like that. They're not pleased with it. It's more of how much energy can you save rather than speeding up and winning the race. So there's a lot of controversy on that. The drivers are not happy. I'm sure they're going to work it out. And Indy series starts. Well, it already started last week, but they're going to be in Phoenix. I watched some of the time trials and qualifying. It's going to be a fun race. It's a mile oval. It's going to be fun. I think there's a rookie on the pole, as I saw this morning.
What?
Yeah. There's gonna be
Really?
Yeah, I believe there's a rookie on the pole. I take that back. He was a rookie last year. But it's going to be a fun stuff to watch. I'm excited. I've got it actually set to record because it's going to be on later this afternoon on Fox, local channel at 3:00. And then you got the NASCAR folks. The Truck Series is off, but you got the O'Reilly Series is going to be running today at 7:30. It's going to be on the CW channel, those of you that get that. And then tomorrow, same thing. It's going to be on FS1 for the Phoenix race for the big boys, the Cup race. Not everybody gets the Fox Sports channel. So
I refuse to buy that.
I understand. I'm going to be losing mine. Well, I'm going to have it, but in a different setup. But anyways, check that out. And then you've got, I just did the IndyCar. So that's what you got. You got all kinds of stuff. You got local tracks going. Encouraged going out there and supporting those young drivers and those young families that dedicated
And
to
the
sport.
track.
Yeah, and the track. Absolutely. Go out and get yourself a hot dog and enjoy the race.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Well, guess what? It's time now for Mr. Mars' famous, or is that infamous?
I think it's infamous.
Infamous. This week in auto history. Michael,
Infamous.
are you there?
Yeah. I was trying to get Jeff started. There you go, Jeff.
There you go. Gotcha.
All right. So the first week of March, lots of things going on, including on March the 1st of 1941 is when you actually started seeing the development of the prototypes that became the military Jeeps. Now, these led, of course, to what we have in Jeep world now, but it was all done because of the U.S. Army. What they were trying to do is get a lightweight vehicle, had a simple ladder frame, solid axles, lightweight body so that it could go just about anywhere. It had a 3-speed standard transmission that we used to call with a granny gear, and it would get down and climb just about anything. Then in
Wait, Mike. That top left picture, is that you doing a test on that Jeep?
well, that was kind of one of the test drives of the early ones.
Okay.
I can only imagine what the suspension looked like when it landed.
I think that's an on-ramp acceleration test. Is that what
Yeah,
that
you
is?
see how it's angled going up the hill?
Yeah.
Jumping. I'm sorry. I thought.
So March the 2nd this week in 1966 is whenever Ford Motor Company produced the 1 millionth Mustang. Now, you got to remember, they did this in just 22 months after they first launched the pony car. I mean, everybody wanted one of these. They just sold them as fast as they could make them. And it's still being built today. They're still selling a lot of Mustangs. And they still kind of have that same basic look to them, amazingly. The tail lights, the side panels, everything's kind of evolved, of course, but you can still tell a very distinct Mustang, and you can see exactly where its heritage came from. Then in March the 4th, in 1902, the American Automobile Association was created, and it's better known as the AAA. And it was created to actually promote road safety and improve travel conditions for early motorists. And it's kind of evolved now into being more for the motorist itself, not necessarily for better highways, better signage, and driver services. So it's still an automotive advocate, but in a different perspective.
And it's a good thing to have, Mike. We have it. You know, it's what, $90 a year, and
Yeah, it's relatively
a lot of
cheap when
services,
you look
right?
at what else you can get,
You bet.
particularly if you got kids or somebody that might need it.
Exactly.
Then on March the 5th in 1981, carbon fiber really made a big change in racing because this is when McLaren introduced the MP4. Now, this is the first Formula One car built on an all carbon fiber composite chassis. Now, it's amazingly, it's stronger than aluminum, and it improved the driver safety because of the rigidity and the performance of it. And within a few seasons, it didn't take very long before all of the Formula One team drivers adapted this technology. And today it's pretty common from race cars. You can have it on some street cars.
Yep,
BMW is notable about one of them that happens to put carbon fiber on some of their production cars. Then in March the 6th, Ferrari introduced the legendary Ferrari F50 at the Geneva Motor Show. Now, this is basically a Formula One car that they built for the street. Had a naturally aspirated V12 in it because that was derived from the racing program, had all the carbon fiber construction and the extreme performance, and it became one of the very collectible supercars of the 1990s. And so a lot of things came out the first week of March from Detroit, as well as around the rest of the world, the Mustang and the carbon fiber and iconic supercars. So a lot of things in automotive history in March.
Cool. That's good. Good
Right.
stuff.
Hey, get this. Honda Motor Company will export 2 U.S.-built models to Japan for the first time in nearly 4 decades, reviving a strategy from its early days of American manufacturing and amid streamlined import rules and trade balance pressures. Exports of the high-performance Acura Integra Type S and the off-road ready Honda Passport Trail Sport Elite crossover will begin in the second half of this year, Honda said. Both models will retain the U.S. specifications, including, and I don't understand this, why, including left-hand drive configuration, despite Japan's right-hand drive norm.
Oh.
Well, who would want to buy that?
In Japan, they might. It's a novelty.
I guess.
Novelty,
the
yeah,
souped-up
that's what I'm
Integra hot
thinking.
hatch will be the first Acura-branded vehicle ever sold in Japan, because they don't have the Acura. Even though it's a Honda, they don't have the Acura brand in Japan. I thought that was
So would you?
interesting.
I've never driven a right-hand drive car. Have you?
I have.
Have you?
Yeah, it's weird. You ever tried to shift a manual shift car with a
With your left
right-hand
hand?
drive with your left
I was
hand?
going to say David's son Ryan's got one now that's
Yeah, he
got a
does.
shifter with the
Well,
left
he's
hand.
he's a young man, so he's more ambidextrous than us 40-year-olds.
For many reasons. Thought I'd just throw that out there.
Yeah.
The initiative revives Honda's pioneering 88 reverse import effort when it became the first Japanese automaker to ship U.S.-built vehicles to its home market, starting with Accord coupes and Goldwing motorcycles from Ohio. Today, trade imbalances and easing of import restrictions are driving Japanese automakers to make similar moves. Toyota is pursuing exports of U.S.-built vehicles, and Nissan is evaluating options. Okay. It's time now to take a quick break here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. We'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We're back right after this. The Easter Bunny's coming to the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m., and you're invited too. Bring the kids and grandkids. It's a cruise-in like you've never attended before. With a donation to Shirley's Kids, you'll get a free Lupi Tortilla breakfast taco. There'll be coffee and adult beverages, plus chili pepper trophies for the best hot rod, best modern classic, and best classic. There's no entry fee and no registration. Just bring your ride and the kids. Bad bunnies aren't allowed, but the Easter Bunny will be there, and he'll be full of joy to help make this Tailpipes and Tacos a very special one. Photo opportunities abound. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be streaming around the globe, and you could be selected to tell your car story to a global audience. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In Easter Edition, Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, located on 99 the Grand Parkway, just south of I-10, the Katy Freeway in Katy. Make plans now. Lupi Tortilla, eats pretty good.
Houston, get ready. Team Gilman is hosting a mega car meet at the North Complex. Acura, Mazda, Subaru. We're collaborating with the Car Meet Network, so you know it's gonna be crazy.
And that's not all. We're going to be raffling off 6 cars to be sold at $1,000 each. See below for more details.
You're not going to want to miss this, Houston. March 14th. We can't wait to see you here.
Okay. Aye. All right. Well, it's time to say goodbye. Are you ready to say goodbye? That's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at inwheeltime.com. We're always looking for new, informative, and great automotive things to bring to our global audience. If you have an idea, event, road trip, or tall tale you'd like us to feature, let us know. Our email address is info@inwheeltime.com. Hey, when you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app and website. Grab a podcast from your favorite podcast store. We video stream our live show every Saturday, 10 to noon on Facebook, YouTube, and inwheeltime.com. The In Wheel Time video coordinator is We Always Need More Jeff Zekin. For booking agent and video editor, Michael Out of This World Mars. And let's not forget Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks to our weekly show contributors, Jeff Heitzman and George Skelton. Next week, we'll have a 3-hour show beginning at 10 o'clock at the Mega Meat Cruise-In.
Come see us.
At Team Gilman, the dealerships at 18202 North Freeway. Please stop by and say hello. Have a great week. Stay safe. Watch the weather. So long for now. This is Don Armstrong. Where's that Don Pardo speaking? Good night.